So, Ron, I think what I should do is just bring up some pictures first. Maybe let's start there with some of the photographs
Sure.
that you
So
provided.
just as a little bit of a background, this implant case was brought to MUFON. And at the time, MUFON was working with people in TTSA. In the very beginning, there was discussions of some strategic alliances. And one of the things that we did was we turned over this implant specimen to TTSA and to Lou. And it is you'll see in a video and another still picture. Do you have the one I sent you in the very beginning where we can show that it looks just like
Yes, I'll put that over the screen right
okay.
now so people see
So
that.
so you guys will see when you look that when Lou held up his photo of the alleged implant for Ross Coulthart when he did his interview, I took a still picture for Patrick, and it's pretty clearly the same item. So
yeah, definitely.
And Lou says that this was taken from a veteran. It was removed by the VA, and that it had fibers growing out of it. So this is the same implant. So we did an original assessment of it, and these are some pictures. The implant, the results were inconclusive as to whether it was some kind of device. And at the end of the day, you kind of have to say, well, how would we even know? If they're sophisticated, it could be anything. So the lab results are going to be fully published in Accidental Truth next. They are inconclusive and mysterious. Lou mentioned that there were hairs and fibers growing out of this implant. These are actual pictures that were taken by our laboratory of the, let's see, this one says, yeah, some of the fibers that were actually growing from this thing.
Crazy.
And so you can
what
see
what
those
part
right
of the
there.
body did it come out of this guy?
That's interesting because the what has been said is that it came from a leg, and I think that's one fact that I think might have been changed to protect the identity, but it actually came out of the arm and hand area. But everything else about this implant story corroborates perfectly with this. But it didn't come out of his leg; it came out of his hand.
No, these pictures are fascinating.
Yeah, so these are more up close pictures. It would be really good. Do you have that? Remember, I first sent you a picture of the implant, a still image, not in this tranche, but when I first sent it to you, because that'll establish for the audience if they compare it to Lou's image that it's the same.
Oh yeah,
thing.
I'm going to show that over the screen here in the final
okay.
edit for sure, side by side, all of that. I just don't have it here with.
Oh, okay, great. So yeah, these are some more of these weird filaments that are growing out of this thing, and there is, the human body, if it absorbs something and it can't dispel it, it will tend to build its own kind of biological shell around it to protect it from the rest of the body. And so when we say that it's a metallic device surrounded by living tissue, that's exactly what it is. But there could be, there's a more prosaic explanation when you say, well, the human body might do that anyway. But we just don't know what the level of this technology is, or if it's even technology. But it did very, very strange things, and it came back with strange results. So everything that Lou said about it is true, and you're going to hear from the guy that it was extracted from here in a minute, telling the story. That's very, very interesting as well.
It's fascinating. No, I can't wait for people to hear that. Yeah, you're going to hear directly from this person that we're talking about now. These pictures, Ron, that we're showing right here on the screen, have these been shown before? Have you shown these anywhere?
No, this is the first time they've ever been publicly shown. This is from MUFON's confidential investigation. We handed the materials over to TTSA back then, and it's only with permission from the witness, or whatever you want to call him, and MUFON's blessing that I can share these. But these have not been publicly published.
Oh, that's important to remember. Exclusive here from Ron and MUFON.
Yeah, that's right. I'm hooking you up, Patrick.
You are, and the vetter community appreciates it. I promise you. All right.
Yeah, so we'll see. They're probably going to be somebody out there looking around, going, "Oh, look, that's a blue thread that was manufactured by a yarn company, and somebody should shoot Ron James." Yeah, I can see it now.
Oh God.
There's going to be memes of
That's
me
funny.
holding up balls of yarn and yeah.
Well, there is now.
No.
Now that you said
Yeah,
it,
probably.
that's hilarious. No, that's
No,
hilarious.
these are from the official lab reports. There's an entire written report. There's a bunch of other stuff that we're revealing in the film, but yeah, this is the real deal materials.
This is kind of a
And
little
I'm the
sneak
media
peek
relations
of.
director for MUFON, so I'm not gonna put mud on their face.
Oh, of course. And this is kind of a sneak preview of more stuff you're going to show in your film, that's going to come out.
Oh yeah.
Which is important to remember too. So look, Ron, what do you think I should play next? I have the video of the implant, right, by itself.
Yeah, let's play that first.
You want to do that first? Yeah. Any preface before I hit play, or that's it, right? Testing it for
no, that's it.
properties.
This is when it first arrived, and if you look at the right hand side, that's it.
That's the implant.
And if you compare the shape of it and everything to the thing that Lou was showing, it's clearly identical. The same. Yeah, it's the 100%. Same thing. So this is where we just tested it for magnetic properties before.
And this video has never been shown before either.
Not publicly. I mean, somebody might have got their hands on it and circulated it, but it's owned by MUFON, and we've never officially allowed it to be seen.
Okay, here we go, y'all. This is the implant removed from a veteran during a UAP encounter being tested for magnetic properties. This video has never been shown publicly before. I muted the sound. I remember you telling me to do that. Look at that. Dude, what the hell? What in the hell?
Yeah, and if you wanted to, you could put the sound back in, just edit out the case number, but you can leave in that it's being tested by MUFON Labs and blah blah. And any of this stuff needs to have copyright MUFON, because otherwise people are just going to be putting it in their documentaries and everything else.
Oh, sure. We'll watermark it for sure, man.
Yeah, that'd be great. But yeah, it's pretty wild, huh?
Let me play it again with the sound. You said just mute or beep out the case number.
Yeah, go ahead and play the whole thing, and I'll say
of SAT. To check it to see if the implant is magnetic. I'm using plastic forceps, so the only metals here will be on the magnet and the implant. It sticks to it. It won't come off unless I really pull it off. It is definitely magnetic.
Wow. I wonder what the strength of that is, of this magnet. Either way, it clearly the magnet it like jumps off of the cloth to the thing. It's so strong, right? Yeah. Let's watch that again.
All metals here will be
watch,
on the magnet.
Boom! You see that? It like that's the force.
Yeah, and you can see by the size of the tweezers, this is not a big, huge thing.
Sure.
So yeah, and the analysis of the metals and the stuff in it, yeah, it's comprised of a weird combination of metal. We'll reveal more about that in the film, but it's got a lot of metal in it. It's metal with weird things growing out of it, surrounded by human biologically compatible material.
No, just fast. I love seeing just like that moment. It just boop. Wow, crazy. And this is again removed from a veteran during a UAP encounter that we're going to be hearing.
Well, it wasn't removed from a veteran during a UAP encounter. It was removed from a veteran who had a UAP encounter.
That's what I meant.
Many other things. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like there was a flying saucer and a team of doctors while the flying saucer was there. So we want to make sure we clear that up. Aliens were not present during the extraction of the implant.
Correct. I meant
we have to be careful, Patrick. It's like we got to watch. Well,
you're right. You're right. That's
not so much you, but I do because. The story. The story about this guy is that he was a very exceptional human. He was very large of physical size. He was in the astronaut program, except he was too big. Pilot program, very successful in the military. And it was while he was in the military that he had an encounter, which you're going to hear him describe. And this thing that was in his body was there for a long time. Doctors told him, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. So he carried it around for years and years. And then he finally decided to have it extracted, and a VA doctor extracted it. And Lou talks about there being reports of the object trying to avoid distraction. That was not conveyed exactly to the implant person, but the doctor did tell him, according to him, that there was some very interesting occurrences during the efforts to extract it. And somewhere in the lab reports is an additional comment, but I can't publish that right now. So yeah, pretty much everything that Lou said about this story is true. And then you're going to hear something pretty funny, because when he talks about we sent it to a lab, and the person at the lab said, don't send us any more like this, he wasn't saying because it was such a freaky thing. He was actually really upset at the paperwork trail that accompanied the specimen. So that's why he didn't want to see any more of those things.